Alex Carter wiped sweat from his forehead as he tightened the last bolt on the air recycling unit. The lower deck of the research vessel Horizon was always too hot, especially in the maintenance sections where he worked. His job wasn't glamorous, but someone had to keep the ship running while the scientists did their important work studying the stars. He checked his work one last time before putting his tools back in their case. 6 months into this deep space mission, and he had the maintenance. Routine down to a science of his own. Alex was about to head back to his quarters for a much-needed shower when the emergency alarm blared through the ship. Red lights flashed along the corridor as the ship's AI announced, "Alert. Impact detected in Research Bay 7. Atmosphere compromised. All personnel clear the area." Alex froze. Research Bay 7 was just one section over from where he stood. As the most senior crew member in the vicinity, it was his responsibility to check it out. He rushed to the nearest emergency station and pulled out an environmental suit. His hands moved quickly, practiced from countless drills as he sealed himself inside the protective gear. "Carter here," he spoke into his comm. "I'm near Research Bay 7, moving to investigate." Captain Lavrabel's voice came through. "Be careful, Alex. Sensors show something crashed into us from outside. Could be debris or ... or what?" Alex asked, his heart beating faster. The object was moving under power before impact. "It might be a small craft." Alex swallowed hard. The Horizon was exploring a region of space where no human had gone before. The possibility of encountering alien life had always existed, but no one actually expected it to happen. He reached the sealed doors to Research Bay 7. Through the small window, he could see that the room's large observation window had indeed been breached. Something had punched through from the outside, and emergency force fields were barely containing the atmosphere. Alex entered his override code, and the doors slid open. The emergency system sealed the door behind him as he stepped carefully into the damaged bay. What he saw made him stop in his tracks. Embedded in the wall was what looked like a small spacecraft, unlike any human design he had ever seen. It was roughly the size of a small car, with a smooth, almost organic-looking surface that shimmered with faint blue light. The craft had clearly been damaged before it hit the horizon, with what looked like burn marks across one side. "Captain, I'm seeing what appears to be a small spacecraft. Definitely not one of ours," Alex reported, his voice barely above a whisper, despite the fact that only the captain could hear him. "Any signs of life?" The captain asked, as if in answer to her question. A section of the small craft suddenly moved, sliding open to reveal what appeared to be a cockpit. Alex took an involuntary step back, his hand moving to the emergency beacon on his suit. A figure emerged slowly from the opening, and Alex felt his mouth go dry. It was humanoid, but clearly not human. The being appeared female in form, with a slender body that moved with a strange grace despite obvious distress. Her skin had an iridescent blue-green color that shifted and changed under the emergency lights, like the surface of a soap bubble. The alien looked directly at Alex, and he saw that she had 3 eyes too, in the normal human position, and a third in the center of her forehead. All 3 widened at the sight of him. She tried to move toward him, but stumbled, catching herself against the edge of her craft. It was then that Alex noticed her skin was covered in a strange gel-like substance that appeared to be hardening, in places cracking like dried mud around her joints. "Captain," Alex whispered, "there's an alien. Appears to be the pilot. Humanoid, female-looking. She seems to be in distress." The alien raised a 6-fingered hand toward Alex and made a sound. His suit's external microphones picked it up, but it was like nothing he had ever heard before, musical and complex. A moment later, a small device at the alien's throat lit up, and she tried again. This time, broken words came out. Help ... please ... The translation was rough, the voice mechanical and stilted. Atmosphere ... reacting badly. With protective ... coating. Alex looked more closely and saw that the substance on her skin was indeed hardening more by the second, especially around her neck and face. She looked desperate. Need ... cleaning ... double quotes she managed through the translator. Please. Wash me. Human. She made a washing motion with her hands over her arms, then pointed to the hardening substance on her skin with a look of pain in her 3 eyes. I think she needs help, Alex said to the captain. The air here is doing something to her. Skin. Medical team is on the way, Captain Bell replied. But you need to make sure she's not a threat first. Alex looked at the alien woman. She was smaller than him, clearly injured and in obvious distress. If she wanted to harm them, crashing into their ship and then begging for help seemed like a poor strategy. I don't think she's dangerous, Captain. I think she's dying. The alien woman tried to move toward him again, but collapsed to her knees. The substance on her skin was hardening faster now, restricting her movement. Her 3 eyes blinked rapidly. As she looked up at him, double quotes, please ... wash me ... human. Dying. Without cleansing, she pleaded, her translator struggling with the words. Alex made a decision. He moved forward and knelt beside her, careful to maintain some distance. I want to help you, he said clearly, making his own washing motions to show he understood. But I need to know it's safe. What do you need? The alien woman reached slowly into a pouch at her side and removed a small vial of shimmering liquid. She mimicked pouring it over her skin and then made the washing motion again. This? You need this on your skin? Alex asked. She nodded. The motion surprisingly human. Yes ... solution. Breaks hardening ... allows breathing. Alex realized her species might breathe partially through their skin, and the hardening substance was suffocating her. He took the vial carefully from her hand. Captain, I'm going to help her. The substance on her skin is hardening and may be suffocating her. She has some kind of solution that might help. Alex, wait for the medical team, the captain ordered. But Alex could see the alien woman's breathing, becoming more labored as the substance continued to harden around her chest and neck. No time, he replied, and carefully poured a small amount of the solution onto his gloved hand. He reached out and applied it to a patch of the hardening substance on the alien's arm. To his relief, the hardened material immediately began to soften and dissolve. The alien woman made a sound that his translator didn't catch, but it sounded like relief. I think it's working, Alex said. I'm going to help her until the medical team arrives. And so, in the damaged research bay of the human vessel Horizon, Alex Carter began the careful process of helping the alien woman clean the dangerous substance from her skin, not knowing that this simple act of kindness would change the course of human history forever. The medical team arrived at Research Bay 7 wearing full environmental suits. Dr. Samantha Wright, the ship's chief medical officer, pushed to the front of the group and stopped short when she saw Alex kneeling beside the alien woman. Carter, what are you doing? She asked, her voice sharp with concern. Alex looked up, his gloved hands covered in the shimmering solution as he carefully applied it to the hardening substance on the alien's neck. Helping her breathe, he said simply. This stuff was suffocating her. Samantha approached cautiously, her medical scanner already working to analyze the alien's biology. We need to move her to quarantine in the medical bay, she said after a moment. Whatever she is, we can't risk contamination. The alien woman's 3 eyes focused on Samantha, then back to Alex. Her translator device flickered. Safe. For humans, she managed to say. Not ... contagious. We'll be the judge of that, Samantha replied, but her tone had softened. She could see the alien was in distress. "Can you stand?" The alien woman tried to rise, but stumbled. The substance on her lower body was still partly hardened despite Alex's efforts. "Let me help," Alex said, supporting her with a careful arm around her shoulders. She was lighter than he expected, almost delicate despite her alien appearance. Together, with the medical team, they moved the alien woman through the corridors to the ship's medical bay. The other crew members they passed stared in wonder and fear at their visitor from the stars. No human had ever encountered an intelligent alien species before, at least not officially in the quarantine section of the medical bay. They helped the alien woman onto a medical bed. The transparent walls of the quarantine pod sealed around her, and air filters hummed to life. "Thank you," the alien woman said, her translator working better now. "My name ... Leary." "I'm Alex," he replied, standing just outside the quarantine pod. "And this is Dr. Wright." Samantha was already studying the readings from her scanner. "Fascinating," she murmured. "Her biology is unlike anything I've seen before. Oxygen-based, but with elements I can't even identify." Leary pointed to the small vial of solution that Alex still held. "Need more ... please. All body ... must be cleaned." Alex looked to Samantha for guidance. The doctor frowned thoughtfully. "My scanner shows that substance on her skin is indeed hardening and restricting her movement," Samantha said. "It seems to be some kind of protective coating that's reacting badly to our atmosphere." She looked at Leary. "Is that right?" Leary nodded, the gesture surprisingly human. "Yes, my people ... Valeri have symbiotic relationship with protective fluid. Protects from radiation, regulates temperature, contamination from crash, causing hardening." Alex handed the vial to Samantha through a small transfer chamber in the quarantine pod. "There's not much left," he noted. Samantha examined the shimmering liquid in the vial. "We might be able to synthesize more if we can analyze its composition," she said. She turned to Leary. "Was there more of this on your ship?" "Yes," Leary replied, her voice growing stronger as the translator adapted to her speech patterns. "Cleaning solution in storage compartment. Ship damaged ... may be contaminated now." Captain Lavra Bell entered the medical bay, her face serious. "Dr. Wright, report. What are we dealing with here?" While Samantha briefed the captain, Alex watched Leary. The alien woman was examining her surroundings with evident curiosity, her three eyes blinking in an alternating pattern. Despite her distress, there was an intelligence in her gaze that Alex found compelling. "Your ship," Leary said suddenly, looking at Alex. "Research vessel?" Alex nodded. "Yes, the Horizon. We're exploring this sector of space. My people ... have watched humans ... For a long time," Leary said. "First direct contact. Not planned this way." This revelation sent a murmur through the medical staff. Captain Bell stepped closer to the quarantine pod. "You've been observing us?" she asked, her voice carefully neutral. "Yes, Valeri scientists study many species. Humans. Interesting. Evolving quickly." Leary's three eyes blinked rapidly. "Did not mean to crash into your ship. Radiation storm ... damaged my vessel." The captain and Samantha exchanged meaningful glances. The implications of Leary's words were enormous. An advanced alien civilization had been watching humanity, perhaps for generations. "Captain," Samantha said, "my primary concern right now is Leary's condition. This substance is continuing to harden. We need to help her remove it completely. Is it safe?" the captain asked. "My scanner shows no pathogens or harmful elements," Samantha replied. "But the cleaning solution in that small vial won't be enough. We need to either retrieve more from her ship or synthesize a similar compound." Leary's translator crackled. "Cleaning solution. Contains elements toxic to humans in concentration. Need environmental protection to handle. Alex stepped forward. I can go back to her ship and check for more of the solution. I'm already familiar with how it works. The captain considered this. Take a security team with you. We still don't know enough about our visitor or her technology. Valeri technology. Partially biological, Leary explained, gesturing to her ship. Ship partially ... alive, sensitive to handling. This new information caused another stir among the medical staff. A ship that was partially alive was far beyond human technological understanding. All the more reason to be careful, the captain said. She looked at Alex. Check the ship, but touch nothing unnecessary. Alex nodded and turned to leave with the security team, but Leary called out to him. Alex, she said, her voice now clearer, through the translator. Among my people, cleaning is sacred act. Family members only, or special bondmates. Your help. Great honor. Alex paused, surprised by this cultural revelation. I'm just doing what anyone would do, he said. 3 eyes blinked in what might have been the Valeri equivalent of a smile. Not true. Many species would leave stranger to die. Humans ... different. While Alex and the security team went to examine Leary's ship, Samantha continued to analyze the small sample of cleaning solution. If we can't find more, I think we can synthesize something similar, she told the captain. Our chemical fabricators should be able to produce the basic compounds, though the biological elements might be trickier. Leary watched them work, occasionally offering clarification when the translator could handle her more complex explanations. The substance on her skin continued to harden, causing obvious discomfort, but she remained calm. How long have your people been watching Earth? Captain Bell asked while they waited. Many generations, Leary replied, since humans ... First radio signals. We observe ... do not interfere. Until now, the captain noted. Accident, Leary said, her 3 eyes blinking in what seemed to be distress. We'll face consequences when returned to my people. Before the captain could ask more questions, Alex returned with the security team. His expression was grim. The storage compartment in her ship was damaged in the crash, he reported. Most of the cleaning solution was lost. We only found this much. He held up a container with about a liter of the shimmering liquid. Samantha looked at the scan results from her analysis. That won't be enough for a complete cleaning, but it should buy us time to synthesize more. She looked at Leary. We'll need your guidance on the exact composition. Leary nodded. We'll help, but process ... must begin soon. Hardening accelerating. Alex looked at the alien woman with concern. The substance that had been merely uncomfortable before was now clearly causing pain as it restricted her movement and potentially her breathing. I'll do it, Alex said, looking at Samantha and the captain. I'll help clean her. The captain raised an eyebrow. Are you sure, Carter? Alex nodded, remembering Leary's words about cleaning being a sacred act among her people. Yes, she trusted me to help her before. I want to see this through. Samantha prepared a special chamber for the cleaning procedure. The room was sealed off from the rest of the medical bay, with its own air filtration system. Alex stood by the entrance in his environmental suit, watching as the medical team made final adjustments to the equipment. The solution contains elements that could irritate human skin, Samantha explained as she checked Alex's suit for any leaks or weak spots. Keep your suit sealed at all times. Alex nodded. I understand. How is Leary doing? The hardening has spread to about 60% of her body now, Samantha said, her voice serious. We need to start the cleaning process immediately. 2 medical assistants helped Leary into the chamber. The alien woman moved stiffly, her joints clearly restricted by the hardened coating. Her 3 eyes found Alex, and she made a small gesture with her 6-fingered hand that might have been gratitude. "We'll monitor everything from outside," Samantha told Alex. "I've prepared soft brushes and cloths based on what you described from your first attempt to help her. The synthesized solution is in those containers." She pointed to several buckets of the shimmering liquid. "We mixed it with what we recovered from her ship." "Will it work?" Alex asked. "Leary helped with the formula," Samantha replied. "She says it should be close enough to what she needs." When everyone else had left the chamber, the door sealed with a soft hiss. Alex and Leary were alone. The alien woman stood in the center of the room. Her iridescent skin dull and cracked where the protective coating had hardened. "Thank you," Leary said through her translator. "Few would help, stranger from stars." Alex picked up one of the soft brushes and dipped it in the cleaning solution. "Where should I start?" he asked. "Arms first," Leary replied. "Then shoulders back. Face last ... most sensitive." Alex began to carefully apply the solution to her arms. The hardened substance softened almost immediately upon contact with the liquid. He used the brush in gentle circular motions, just as Leary demonstrated. "Is this hurting you?" he asked when he noticed her flinch. "Not pain," Leary explained. "Sensation ... intense. Like pins and needles." "This correct human term?" Alex nodded. "Yes, that makes sense. Like when your arm falls asleep and then wakes up." As he worked, Alex noticed patterns emerging on Leary's skin beneath the dissolving protective layer. Swirls of deeper blue and green, almost like tattoos, but they seemed to move and shift with her breathing. "These patterns," he said, gesturing to her skin. "They're beautiful." Leary's 3 eyes blinked in sequence. "Patterns show emotional state, health, family lineage, like your human faces show feelings. So I can see how you're feeling right now?" Alex asked, continuing to work on her shoulders. "Yes, pattern shows ... gratitude, relief ... some embarrassment." "Embarrassment? Why?" Leary's translator took a moment to process her response. "Cleaning ritual, intimate among my people, only family, or special bondmates, shows great trust." Alex paused, briefly realizing the cultural significance of what he was doing. "I'm honored that you trust me," he said seriously, before continuing his work. As he moved to her back, Leary spoke again. "Your ship ... research mission?" "Yes," Alex replied. "We're exploring this sector of space, looking for habitable planets. Mainly. I'm just a maintenance technician, though. The scientists do the important work. All work important," Leary said. "Ship needs ... maintenance to function, like body needs cleaning to live." Alex smiled behind his face shield. "I guess that's true. Never thought of it that way." He continued working methodically, following Leary's instructions. As the hardened coating dissolved away, her movements became more fluid, less restricted. The patterns on her skin glowed brighter, shifting and changing with what Alex now recognized might be improving emotions. "How did you learn our language?" Alex asked as he worked. "Your translator picked it up pretty quickly. Valari study humans, many years," Leary explained. "All Earth broadcasts. Collected, analyzed. Language is simple, compared to Valari." "Speech simple?" Alex laughed. "We have thousands of languages on Earth." "Yes, but all use ... sound only. Valari language uses sound, light patterns, and biochemical signals. Much more ... complex." This revelation made Alex pause again. "You communicate with light and chemicals too? That's incredible." "Different evolution, different solutions," Leary said. Her translator made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Humans find Valari strange. Valari find humans strange too." As Alex moved to clean her face, he had to work even more carefully. The three eyes blinked at different rates as he gently removed the hardened substance from around them. Close eyes now, he instructed, and Leary complied. Through the chamber window, Samantha and Captain Bell watched with intense interest. They couldn't hear the conversation, but they could see the care Alex took with the procedure. "He's good with her," the captain observed. "Patient." Samantha nodded. "It's fascinating. The scanner shows her vital signs improving as the coating is removed. Whatever that substance is, it's essential to her biology." Inside the chamber, Alex had nearly completed the cleaning process. The hardened coating was gone, dissolved away by the solution and careful brushing. In its place, Leary's natural protective layer was beginning to regenerate, giving her skin a healthy iridescent glow. "Better now," Leary said, stretching her limbs with obvious relief. Breathing easier, movement restored. "I'm glad," Alex said, stepping back to look at his work. "Is there anything else you need?" Leary's three eyes focused on him intently. "Must. Complete ritual ... properly." She reached out with her six-fingered hand. "May I?" Alex hesitated only briefly before nodding. Leary placed her hand on the face shield of his environmental suit. The patterns on her skin shifted to a deep, vibrant blue that seemed to pulse with an internal light. "Among my people, this marks special bond. You saved my life, Alex Carter. In Valari culture, we are now connected." The moment was interrupted by Samantha's voice over the chamber's communication system. "Alex, how's it going in there?" "Our scanners show Leary's vital signs have stabilized." "We're done," Alex replied. "The cleaning worked. Her natural coating is regenerating." "Excellent," Samantha said. "We need to run some tests to make sure everything's okay. Then you can come." Out. After the tests confirmed that Leary was recovering well and posed no biological threat to the ship, Alex was allowed to leave the chamber and remove his environmental suit. His muscles ached from the hours of careful work, but he felt a sense of accomplishment unlike anything he'd experienced before. Captain Elle was waiting for him outside the decontamination area. "Good work, Carter," she said. "Dr. Wright says you may have saved her life." "Anyone would have done the same," Alex replied. The captain raised an eyebrow. "Would they?" "Not everyone would volunteer to help an alien with such an intimate procedure." She paused. "Leary has requested to speak with you once she's done with the medical tests. Something about cultural significance?" Alex nodded, remembering Leary's words about the special bond formed through the cleaning ritual. "Yes, Captain. Among her people, helping with cleaning creates a kind of connection." "Well, congratulations," Captain Bell said with a hint of amusement. "You may have just become humanity's first diplomat to the Valari." She turned serious again. "We've sent a message to Earth about our visitor. A diplomatic team is being assembled. This is first contact, Carter. History in the making." Alex looked through the observation window at Leary, who was now sitting comfortably on the medical bed while Samantha ran her tests. The alien woman seemed to sense his gaze and looked up, her three eyes blinking in that peculiar sequence that Alex was beginning to recognize as a Valari smile. He realized that his life had changed forever, all because he had answered a simple plea. "Please wash me, human." Over the next 3 days, the Horizon changed course to meet with a larger Earth vessel that carried diplomatic representatives. During this time, Alex visited Leary regularly. The alien woman had been moved from the medical bay to guest quarters. Once Samantha confirmed, she posed no health risk to the crew. Leary's room had been adjusted to match the atmospheric conditions she preferred. The lighting was dimmer than human standard, with a slight blue tint that seemed to comfort her. Alex knocked on her door, carrying a datapad with him. "Enter," Leary called, her translator now working smoothly after Samantha had made some adjustments. To it, Alex found Leary sitting cross-legged on the floor, her three eyes closed. The patterns on her skin were flowing in slow, peaceful waves of color. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't mean to interrupt your meditation." Leary's eyes opened one at a time, from bottom to top. Something similar. We call it communion with self, a way to organize thoughts. She rose gracefully to her feet. Her movements were fluid again, the new protective coating on her skin healthy and shimmering. "You brought something?" Alex held up the datapad. "I thought you might want to learn more about humans while you're here. This has books, music, art. Small sample of our culture." Leary took the pad with evident interest. Her 6 fingers moved across the screen with surprising dexterity. "Thank you, Alex. I'm curious about your species." She looked up at him. "Would you also like to learn about Valari?" "Very much," Alex replied honestly. Leary gestured to a small device on the table. It looked like a smooth stone with faint lines etched into its surface. "This is a memory crystal. It contains educational materials about my people. I use it for my research." She touched the crystal, and it projected a 3-dimensional image into the air. Alex watched in amazement as a miniature version of what appeared to be a Valari city formed above the table. The buildings were unlike anything on Earth organic looking. Structures that seemed to grow from the ground with the same iridescent quality as Leary's skin. "This is Valar Prime, our homeworld," Leary explained. "Much different from Earth. Higher gravity, different atmosphere, 3 moons." Alex stared at the beautiful city. "It's amazing. How many Valeri are there?" "Our species numbers approximately 4 billion, Leary replied. "Fewer than humans. We reproduce less frequently, live longer lives." "How long?" Alex asked, curiosity getting the better of him. "Average Valari lifespan is 300 of your Earth years," Leary said matter-of-factly.alex, single quotes S. Eyes widened. 300 years? That's incredible. Leary tilted her head. "Time is relative. To us, human lives seem very brief, very urgent. You accomplish much in short time." As they talked, Alex learned that the Valeri had achieved space travel nearly 1,000 years earlier. They had been exploring the galaxy methodically, observing other intelligent species, but rarely making direct contact. "Why stay hidden?" Alex asked. "If you've been watching Earth for so long, why not introduce yourselves?" Leary's skin patterns shifted to a more serious tone, darker blues and purples. "Valeri believe young species need time to develop naturally. Interference can be harmful." She paused. "Some species react with fear to those different from themselves. Violence follows." "You were afraid we might attack you?" Alex frowned. "Not afraid," Leary corrected. "Cautious. Humans have great potential, but also great capacity for conflict. Your history shows this." Alex couldn't argue with that assessment. Human history was filled with wars and violence, alongside great achievements and beauty. "My mission was observation only," Leary continued, "studying human outposts at edge of your territory. Accident brought me to your ship." Her skin patterns lightened. Happy accident, perhaps. First official contact was inevitable eventually. Their conversation was interrupted by a call from Captain Bell. "Carter, our rendezvous with the diplomatic vessel will happen in 6 hours. Please bring our guests to the briefing room." In the briefing room, Captain Bell had assembled the senior crew. A large screen showed the approaching Earth vessel, the Unity, specially designed for diplomatic missions. It was much larger than the Horizon, with multiple docking bays and communication arrays. The Unity carries representatives from the newly formed First Contact Division, Captain Bell explained to everyone. "They've been preparing for this possibility for years, though I don't think anyone expected it to happen quite this way." Leary stood calmly beside Alex, observing the humans with interest. Her presence still caused some crew members to stare, but most had grown accustomed to the alien visitor over the past few days. "What will happen now?" Alex asked the captain. "The diplomatic team will transfer to the horizon for initial meetings." "With Leary," Captain Bell replied. "Then we'll establish formal communication with her people." "Already done," Leary said, causing everyone to look at her in surprise. "When certain my condition was stable, I sent message to nearest Valari outpost. Response received 1 hour ago." Captain Bell frowned. "You sent a message? How?" "We detected no transmissions from the ship. Valari communication technology does." "Not use radio waves," Leary explained. "We use quantum entanglement. Instantaneous, cannot be intercepted or detected by your sensors." This revelation caused a stir among the crew. Quantum entanglement communication was a theoretical concept for humans, not yet achieved in practical application. "And what did your people say?" the captain asked, her voice carefully neutral. "They are sending diplomatic vessel," Leary replied. "Will arrive in 2 of your Earth days. They are ... She paused, searching for the right word. "Pleased that I am safe, curious about circumstances of first contact." Captain Bell looked troubled. "You should have informed us before contacting your people." "My apologies," Leary said, her skin patterns shifting to show contrition. "Different protocols. Among Valari, individual autonomy is assumed." Alex stepped forward. "Captain, this is good news. Both sides are sending diplomatic representatives. This is how peaceful first contact should work." The captain nodded slowly. "You're right, Carter." She looked at Leary. "We're entering unknown territory here. There will be misunderstandings on both sides. The important thing is that we work through them together." When the briefing ended, Alex walked with Leary back to her quarters. "Are you nervous about meeting the Earth diplomats?" he asked. "Curious, not nervous," Leary replied. "First impression's important, but fundamentals already established." She looked at Alex, her 3 eyes blinking in that now familiar pattern of Valari expression. "You helped me when I needed it most." This action speaks louder than any diplomatic words. Alex smiled. "I'm just glad I was there to help." "Among my people, there is saying," Leary continued. "True character revealed not in planned meetings, but in unexpected moments." Her skin patterns formed beautiful swirls of bright blue and green. Humans passed this test well. As they reached her door, Leary paused. "Alex, when Valari diplomats arrive, would you join meetings? As one who shares cleaning bond with me, your presence would be ... comforting." Alex was surprised by the request. "Me? I'm not a diplomat or an officer. I'm just a maintenance technician." "You are more," Leary said simply. "You are first human to help Valari, first to create bond. In our culture, this gives you special place." Before Alex could respond, his communicator beeped. It was Samantha. "Alex, I've been analyzing Leary's biology further. There's something important I need to discuss with both of you. Can you come to my lab?" Alex looked at Leary, who nodded. Together, they headed to the medical lab, wondering what new discovery awaited them. Alex and Leary entered Samantha's lab to find the doctor studying complex biological scans on her screens. She looked up as they entered, her expression a mixture of excitement and concern. "Thank you for coming," Samantha said, gesturing for them. "To sit. I've been studying the samples we took during Leary's treatment, and I've discovered something remarkable." She brought up an image that showed microscopic cells. Some were clearly human, labeled with Alex's name. Others were alien, marked as Valari. "During the cleaning process," Samantha explained, "there was a subtle biological exchange between you two. Nothing dangerous," she added quickly, seeing Alex's worried expression, "but fascinating from a scientific perspective." Leary studied the images, her 3 eyes blinking rapidly. "Cleaning bond," she said simply. "This is normal?" Normal? Samantha asked. You expected this? Yes, Leary replied. Why I spoke of special connection. Valeri cleaning ritual creates biological link. Small cellular exchange helps bodies recognize each other as ... friendly. Alex stared at the screen. So there's a part of me in Leary now, and a part of her in me. In simplest terms, yes, Samantha said. Your immune systems have essentially shaken hands. Alex, your body now recognizes Valeri biology as non-threatening. And Leary's body recognizes human biology the same way. Is this why you wanted me at the diplomatic meetings? Alex asked Leary. Leary's skin patterns shifted to show what Alex now recognized as mild embarrassment. Partly. In Valeri culture, those who share a cleaning bond have special relationship. Trust is assumed. When Valeri diplomats see our bond, they will trust you automatically. Samantha looked between them. I believe this could be extremely significant for human-Valeri relations. You two represent the first biological bridge between our species. Before they could discuss further, Captain Bell's voice came over the ship's communication system. Attention all crew. The diplomatic vessel Unity has arrived and will dock in 30 minutes. All senior staff report to the main conference room. Carter and our guest are requested as well. The main conference room had been prepared for the historic meeting. The large oval table could seat 20 people, and view screens on the walls showed both the docked Unity and space around the horizon. Captain Bell stood at the head of the table, her uniform crisp and formal. Alex felt out of place in his standard maintenance uniform. He wasn't senior staff or a diplomat, just a technician who happened to be in the right place at the right time. Yet Leary had specifically requested his presence, standing calmly beside him, her skin patterns showing a serene blue-green glow. The door opened, and 6 people entered. They wore formal diplomatic uniforms with Earth government insignias. Their leader was a tall woman with short gray hair and sharp eyes. Ambassador Susan Grant. She introduced herself, shaking Captain Bell's hand. First Contact Division. Her eyes moved immediately to Leary, widening slightly at the sight of the alien woman, but her professional demeanor never faltered. Welcome aboard the Horizon, Captain Bell replied. This is Leary, scientist of the Valeri people. And this is Alex Carter, our maintenance technician who first assisted Leary when she arrived. Ambassador Grant raised an eyebrow at Alex's presence, but made no comment. Everyone took their seats around the table, with Leary between Alex and Samantha. This is an historic moment, Ambassador Grant began. The first official diplomatic contact between humanity and an alien civilization. We have many questions for you, Leary of the Valeri. Leary's 3 eyes blinked in sequence. As I have questions for you. But first, important news. Valeri diplomatic. Vessel will arrive sooner than expected. 12 Earth hours from now. This announcement caused a stir among the human diplomats. They had expected more time to prepare. So soon? Ambassador Grant asked. We had hoped to establish preliminary protocols before. Valeri ship closer than estimated, Leary explained. Changed course when received my message. Alex noticed tension building in the room. The human diplomats seemed uncomfortable with the accelerated timeline. Perhaps, Alex suggested, speaking up for the first time, Leary could tell us what to expect when her people arrive? What Valeri diplomatic customs we should know about? Ambassador Grant looked ready to silence him, but Captain Bell nodded. Good idea, Carter. Leary's skin patterns brightened, showing approval. Valeri diplomatic customs simple. Truth valued above all. Direct communication preferred. No need for elaborate protocols. She paused. But first impressions matter greatly. Who will represent humans during first meeting? I will, Ambassador Grant said firmly, along with my senior diplomatic team. Leary's patterns shifted to a questioning configuration. And Alex Carter? Will he join? Ambassador Grant frowned. Mr. Carter is not part of the diplomatic course. This is a matter for professionals trained in interspecies relations. With respect, Ambassador, Samantha interjected, there's something you should know. She explained the cleaning bond between Alex and Leary, and its significance in Valari culture. The ambassador listened with growing interest. When Samantha finished, she looked at Alex with new consideration. So you're saying that from the Valari perspective, Mr. Carter has a special relationship with Leary that would be valuable in negotiations? More than valuable, Leary confirmed. Essential. Among my people, cleaning bond creates unbreakable trust. When Valari diplomats see our bond, they will trust humans more easily. Ambassador Grant thought for a moment and nodded. Very well. Mr. Carter will join the first meeting. The next 12 hours passed in a blur of preparation. Alex received a crash course in diplomatic protocol from one of the ambassador's assistants. He was given a formal uniform to wear and briefed on what to say and what not to say during. The meeting got as the Valari ship approached. Everyone gathered in the observation deck. The alien vessel was unlike any human spacecraft. It seemed to shimmer and pulse with life, its hull the same iridescent color as Leary's skin, but on a massive scale. There were no visible engines or weapons, just smooth, organic curves that somehow propelled it through space. It's beautiful, Alex said softly. Leary stood beside him, her three eyes fixed on her people's ship. Living vessel, she explained. Grown, not built, takes 50 Earth years to mature. The ship took position alongside the Horizon and the Unity. It was larger than both human vessels combined, making them look primitive by comparison. They're sending a communication, announced the Horizon's communications officer. A moment later, a voice spoke through the ship's system, accompanied by shifting light patterns projected into the air. It was similar to Leary's voice, but deeper, more formal. Greetings, people of Earth. I am Elder Zarin of the Valari Diplomatic Council. We come in peace and friendship, thanks to the kindness shown to our scientist Leary. Ambassador Grant stepped forward. This is Ambassador Susan, Grant of Earth. We welcome you and look forward to establishing peaceful relations between our peoples. We will send a delegation to your vessel in 1 hour, Elder Zarin replied. We request the presence of the human, named Alex Carter, who shares the cleaning bond with Leary. All eyes turned to Alex, who felt his face grow warm with sudden attention. I'll be there, he confirmed. After the communication ended, Ambassador Grant approached Alex. It seems you've become far more important to this process than anyone could have predicted, Mr. Carter. Are you prepared for this responsibility? Alex looked at Leary, who gave him what he now recognized as a Valari smile, a specific pattern of eye blinks and skin color changes. I didn't ask for this role, he said honestly, but I'll do my best for both our peoples. 1 hour later, a small shuttle departed the Valari ship and docked with the Horizon. The human delegation waited in the main conference room, Alex standing between Ambassador Grant and Captain Bell. His heart pounded with nervous excitement. The doors opened, and 3 Valari entered. They resembled Leary in basic form, but each had unique patterns on their skin and slight variations in height and build. The leader, presumably Elder Zarin, had deeper blue tones to his skin and carried a small crystalline staff. Elder Zarin's 3 eyes immediately found Alex. You are the one who answered Leary's plea? Who performed the cleaning ritual when she was in need? Alex nodded. Yes, I just wanted to help. The elder approached him and, to everyone's surprise, knelt down on one knee. The other Valari followed suit. Then we owe you a debt that can never be fully repaid. You saved not just a life, but established a bond of trust between our peoples. As Elder Zarin rose, He extended a six-fingered hand toward Alex. Because of your simple act of compassion, we offer not just diplomatic relations, but true friendship between Valari and humans. All because you answered when she said, "Please wash me." Human. Alex took the alien's hand, feeling the weight of history in that simple gesture. What had begun as an emergency response to a crashed ship had become the foundation for humanity's first alliance with an alien civilization. And it had all started with a simple act of kindness.